All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Iron Purpose podcast. I am joined by what would you be, my second cousin? First cousin
Well,
once removed?
I'd say something. I've talked about it with Ethan before. I think Missy, your mom, is my second cousin.
So we would be third cousins?
Third cousin, something
Twice
like that.
I don't
Blood
know how it
related.
works. Yeah. Yes, we have the same blood. Anderson blood flows
Yep.
through our veins. But Odin Anderson, welcome to the show. I'm happy to have you here, man. What's life been like recently? And I guess where are you living at right now? Because I was like, shoot, I don't know if it's Central Time or I'm not sure where he's at.
So I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Okay.
Down south. We're a part of the U.S. I promise. Yeah, man. I've been here. Well, been in town since 2022, June of 22, right after I graduated high school. But been in New Mexico for probably 17 or 18 years.
Sheesh. Yeah.
Good part of that spent in it's called the East Mountain area. Grew up in a little town called Usari, New Mexico. It's not even really a town. It's a rodeo grounds, a church, and a bar. Yeah, the bar closed. So that'll tell you. Yeah, so down here in New Mexico, Mountain Standard Time.
Okay.
And what have I been up to lately? I don't know, man. I always tell people I'm just plugging away. I work out, I repeat. I eat some good food in there somewhere, and
right. Maybe a little bit of sleep every now and then.
Yeah, just enough to keep the lights on.
Right.
Yeah,
so what's the weather like down there right now? Because I know up here, Minnesota. I mean, you're familiar with Minnesota a little bit.
Yes.
Can't make up its mind right now.
Yeah. So actually, this is as of today's March 30th that we're doing this. We're coming to the tail end of the hottest winter that Albuquerque has ever had on record.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty cool today. It's a chilly 76 degrees. We were in the mid high 80s in the past couple weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think we had one snow.
And that was it, huh?
Yeah, people keep on posting about all that white stuff that comes from the sky, and man, I never seen any. So
you're not missing out. I'll tell you what, you're not missing out a whole lot.
I feel like I am. I'm like, man, this looks the same except it's overcast. That's how our winters are.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I was talking to one of my friends he's from California. He spent a lot of time out there, so he didn't grow up really seeing much snow at all, and so he's in Minnesota now, and so every time it starts to snow, he's all excited about it, and we're all complaining about it, like, oh, again, and he's like, oh, like, it's a Christmas miracle, it's snowing outside, I'm gonna go run around in it, and we're like, come on, dude. But it's like you just different perspective, you're not used to it, so you see it. All right, I think we're back. Anyways. Yeah, we're like, oh yeah, everything's great, yeah, we're so good, yeah, everything's looking good, and then I just saw you doing one of these, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Stupid.
I was like, I'm putting my hand up.
That's what he said to do. What do I do?
You're like, hey man, you just had to go get another beer. You don't have to lie to me.
God dang. My computer just completely froze up, so I turned it off, and now we're just rolling with the phone. So
cool.
We're gonna persevere. This is maybe somebody's telling me I'm not supposed to record today. I don't know.
Yeah, Murphy's Law, right?
Yeah.
Best laid plans and all.
Yeah. No, I got off. I was working night shift for the past since the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Last night was my last night of it. I'm back on days, and then so I had this one scheduled for today, our episode, and then I was gonna do an earlier, at 11, and I was like, oh, I'll sleep from 7 to 11. That's 4 hours, and I'll be able to get back in the groove. And my wife came and woke me up, and she's like, weren't you supposed to do a podcast? I'm like, what time is it? Yeah, exactly. She's like, it's 1 o'clock. I was like, oh my gosh.
So
I called the guy, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I feel like an idiot. So this is just don't record. So
yeah,
but we're gonna finish this episode. Even if we're up till 1 a.m. Even if you have to leave, I'm gonna finish.
Just be talking to yourself.
Oh yeah. Like, well, he left talking to a flag.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Uh,
Sometimes I talk to the flag too. I'm just like, oh, yeah.
almighty flag, give me wisdom.
Dude, I have 3 of them hanging in my room, so one of them ought to. People say I'm
What other one you
fratty.
got?
I don't know. So I have a
Fratty.
here, to my. Oh, let's see if I can pivot this. So right here, this one is a Rhodesian Light Infantry, the Saints. If you're,
Okay.
I'm a pretty big history nerd.
Yeah.
Um, and the Rhodesian Bush War is like one of my kind of holy grail conflicts, if you will. Then
Rhodesian.
obviously Old Glory, yeah, Rhodesian Bush War.
Oh yeah.
So, think like same time period as Vietnam. There's a
Okay.
country in Africa called Rhodesia. It's now Zimbabwe. Um, kind of an apartheid regime. And basically it was like a whole war for independence. A lot of really cool tactics and stuff like that that kind of came out of that conflict.
Mm-hmm.
The vibes, like I'm a big short connoisseur. Uh, their kit was basically like jungle boots and 2-inch inseam shorts and
2 inches.
7.62 GPMGs. Yeah, man, they were just it's just studly.
Jeez,
So many good
that's
tans,
impressive.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, I got the good old Coors Banquet flag right in front of me.
Yeah.
My personal favorite. I actually have another one that I need to hang up. Um, no, focus on me. There we go. Anyway,
Focus. Yeah, those are sweet.
yeah.
I'm trying to think if I need to get an American flag on that wall.
Hmm.
Because the wall that I've got behind me has got some random things here and there. I'm looking to fill the whole thing, but
Hmm.
that wall is completely blank.
Yeah.
I thought it would be cool to like have something like either like a wall where like my guests could like sign or
Hmm.
like put stuff up there that like signifies their episode with the podcast of some
Yeah.
sort. Yeah. I don't know what it'd be. Maybe yours would just like, get like a pair of shorts, some gym
Yeah.
worn
Right.
shorts I can hang up.
Unwashed. Be a nice
Maybe
leg day in a
stained.
sauna sesh, man.
Still dripping. There's
Oh
just
yeah,
drip marks down the wall.
I was dripping today. That's for damn sure.
Attaboy. Yeah, I'm just with the whole. I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses, but with the whole night shift, I really fell out of my routine, my gym
Hmm.
routine. So today was the first day back
Yeah.
into that. It felt really good. One of my best friends now. He started as my personal trainer, and we
Okay.
started working out together. And yeah, so we got on the gym with him. So it's kind of like a double whammy. Get to hang out
Hmm.
with him for a little bit while he kicks
Yeah.
my butt. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling it. Typically, I like to hit the sauna afterwards. I didn't have
Hmm.
time today, but there's nothing like it. Sitting in the sauna and just going through it.
Yeah.
Like there's just a sense of accomplishment once you get out
For
of it.
sure. For
In my
sure.
opinion.
It's funny you say that, and like fitness. I know we're gonna talk about it. So, uh, today's actually the first day of my new program. Um, I'm
Okay.
running 3 programs right now. Uh, this is the last 8 weeks of a 20-week training block. Um, so did a good 12 weeks of hypertrophy, just kind of getting back into lifting, really trying to build up that discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Had oh, this is gonna be like 28 weeks now. I'm thinking about it. I had 8 weeks of strength. Um, and I'm just starting 8 weeks of speed and explosiveness.
Sheesh.
Um, so like today, I know I sent you that workout. It was like I was telling my dad, man, I was like light weights, lots of jumping, like plyos. I was cooked, man. My quads,
Mm-hmm.
and it was cardio too. I was like, what the heck is going on right now? Like I need to get in shape, which is what I say every day I
What
work
am I
out. I work
doing?
out 6 days a week.
Uh-huh.
But it's just one of those things, and all the running and stuff. My gym, we got a sauna put in like maybe 8 months ago. Um,
Nice.
Game changer. Uh,
Yeah.
Super super awesome. Lots of benefits. Um,
Have you done a cold plunge at all? Does your gym have that, or what's your
so
thought on that?
I've never done a cold plunge. The gym doesn't have one. I think, and I'm not super well researched. I would hate to talk out of my rear. Um,
Right.
which I've been known to do. Uh, Ask any of my ex girlfriends, I'll tell you.
I'll take your
um,
word for it.
yeah, thank you, I appreciate that. Um, but I
Uh,
know if like hypertrophy is your goal, um, there have been some studies that have shown that cold plunges, especially post workout, um, can actually reduce the effects of hypertrophy. So not great for that. But I think with cold plunge, and in a way, I think with sauna as well, it's really about the mental tenacity
mhm,
um, that you kind of find like doing a hard thing, right?
right.
Um, and that's what I always tell people. Like I try to sauna for 30 minutes a day. Um, and if the sauna is good and hot, like those last 5-10 minutes, like that's a real struggle, you know.
How long
Um,
do you do it in a sitting?
a solid 30.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez,
So
that's impressive.
if you sauna for 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, you lower your risk of cardiovascular disease by half.
Uh-huh.
So great for health.
Right.
But I think in terms of, like I said, just like doing something that's good and hard,
Mhm.
um, it's awesome. In those last 5 minutes, I love to do like push-ups, air squats. Sometimes I'll bring like a 10-pound plate in there and like around the world and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Because when you're doing that, man, like your heart rate's 190, everything hurts. You feel like you're gonna pass out. You're like, am I getting a heat stroke? I don't know. And then you get out, and 30 seconds later, you're like, oh, I'm fine. I can do it again. Um,
Right.
and I think kind of building that, the mental callus, um,
Mhm.
is super important. Um, and the reason I started saunaing was like I was getting ready to go to the fire academy, um, and we were starting in July, and Albuquerque in the summers, like you're talking 105 degrees, right? We're in bunker gear, and you got a pot on your head, and you're breathing through a straw, with a mask. So
Uh-huh.
it's like 105 degrees out. You got heat radiating off the deck, and you're wearing a sweatsuit,
Jeez.
and just doing cardio. So the heat shock proteins, just getting used to that, because like I'm heat sensitive, man. Just
Mhm.
if it's super hot out, like my strength is mentally, physically, emotionally, I'm just exhausted after a very short amount of time.
Uh-huh.
Um, and Albuquerque summers, dude, like they hit you. I don't have my car doesn't have AC. You know,
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
like, oh, I'm driving to the gym, I'm soaking wet by the time I get there.
So really
Um,
realistically you're doing like several hours of sauning throughout the day.
yeah, yeah, you could say that for sure. Um,
Mhm.
my dad's pretty particular about the AC,
Yeah.
so it's like good good luck getting her anywhere beneath 70.
Yeah.
75 maybe. Um,
Jeez.
but
But
oh,
it does
sauna's
something
great.
for you.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
I
Um,
I appreciate you sharing that because myself, like when I first started going to the gym, like seriously, like I need like for mental health and for other things that
mhm,
were going on in my life. I was like, I obviously want to be like healthier and
mhm.
build some muscle and lean out and all these different
Yeah,
goals that I had had. And um, I remember particularly there was a time where I was doing a sled push and Corbin, my personal trainer, had hopped up there and I'm going and he's like talking to me. He's like, just keep going. Just don't, he's like, I don't care if you slow down, just don't stop. And so
mhm.
I'm taking these steps, like dripping sweat, like trying to hold back the puke. Like he's made me throw up multiple times.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then like later on in the week, it's a silly analogy, but I'm not a handyman by any means. Like
Mhm.
I kind of sit there, watch a video and like figure it out. Thank
Yeah.
God for my dad and my father-in-law and whatnot.
Mhm,
They're awesome for helping me out with that kind of stuff. But anyway, I had to put in a dishwasher and neither of them were available. And I was like, how do I install this thing? And like,
mhm.
like I wanted to give up. I wanted to quit. I was like, this is hard. I don't know how to do this. And I
Yeah.
like stopped. And for some reason, like I thought of Corbin telling me like, you can go as slow as you need to, just don't stop. And
Mhm.
like, you think of like the sauna or like, you think of any adversity that you're going through in your
Yeah.
life. It's like, you're right. It does build what I think you said, would you say mental tenacity or that
The
like that
mental
fortitude?
callus. Yeah.
Callous, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mental callous, like, so then when other hard things come up, it's like especially if you start your day with it, I don't know
Mhm.
when you go to the gym, but, like, you start your day or end your day with the gym, it's like, "Okay, I purposely put myself through this torture,
Yeah.
anything that comes my way, it's gonna be like, dude, I'm already sitting in here. Like, especially towards the end of your sauna sessions, where it's
Mhm.
like we're like 30 minutes is a long time. Like that, I think 20 is my longest.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to start pushing it. But at that point, you're like, I want to get out of here, and
Yeah,
to like
100%.
push it even harder is like, pushing down that
Mhm.
inner, there's
Yeah,
no other way to
straight up.
say it. Like he's trying to chime and try to get you to get out of there. It's like, no,
Mhm.
I'm gonna beat you down, and then when I get out of here and we're facing other things, I'm gonna beat you down over there too, and I'm gonna keep going on with my life. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's it's more than just a workout, for me, and it sounds like kind of similarly for you. It kind of builds, mental, physical, spiritual. Like it's just
Mhm.
all growth in one experience.
Yeah. I think, in sauna is like a glaring example. Like I always think when it gets hard, physically, like the body can go far longer. Well, the mind can go further than the body. Maybe it's the other way around. I always forget.
I think that's
But
yeah.
I
And
think
the
I
mind
think
goes farther.
your
Farther.
mind can can quit before your body does because you're like getting all the stimulus. Like, hey, this is painful. I feel like I'm gonna hurt myself. This sucks.
Hmm.
Um, so you'll tap out because of that, survival instinct, maybe.
Right.
Um, and I think on the flip side, sometimes like your mind will push you because of that. You push your body because of that survival instinct.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but being in the sauna is a great example of like I just like I like to build a house in my mind, like find that happy place. Um, and it was one of the sayings that I really picked up when I was training CrossFit. I trained CrossFit for about a year.
Oh well.
Was your only way out is through. You know,
Mm,
once you start a workout, I suck at pacing, man. Like I'd come in super hot first two rounds of the workout or whatnot. I'd just be flying, and then you hit round three and you're like, oh, I'm gassed, and
uh-huh.
this is like an hour of conditioning. You know, um, but I think just realizing like, hey, man, I could out and live with that and have everybody talk about it. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you need external motivators, there it is. Or
Right.
I can just like take five breaths and collect myself. And then,
Mm,
hey, we're gonna go to war. Like we're gonna go again because the faster you finish, the quicker you're done. It's gonna suck while you're doing it, but then you get to rest on your laurels and just kind of sit there and take a breath and be like,
right.
like that was awesome. I've found personally, like I think with fitness, sometimes I'm a bit of a masochist. Um, I like that pain, not necessarily in the moment, but
Right.
afterwards, you get that like dopamine release,
Yeah.
and you're just like, oh wow, that was great. We died today. Let's go again. You know. Um,
That's so true. There is that sense of accomplishment.
yeah,
And what was the quote? The only way is through.
yeah.
I
The only
think
way out is through.
only way out is through. And that's like, and we're talking about like metaphors too for life and different things that you go through. Like if you don't go through, you're only setting that limit for yourself.
Hmm.
So next time you come into the gym and you got that workout that you have to do, you're like, well, shoot, I didn't do it last time. I'm not
Yeah.
going to do it again. I'm too scared. Or like, well, this relationship didn't work out in this area, or I didn't get this job over here, or shoot, yeah, that didn't really work out over there. That plan, whatever goal that was. So
Hmm.
I'm going to stay away from there. And then you just become complacent and just kind of
Yeah.
along for the ride, and you're not out there trying to better yourself anymore because you've set that limit for yourself.
Hmm.
So breaking through that is like, yeah, the only way is through. The only way to a better me is through whatever it is that I'm facing. And
Yeah.
so it's very applicable with workouts and in life, and yes,
I think
I love it.
oftentimes we build ourselves into these boxes. Um, and it's like, man, like nobody should be living in a box, right? Um, and I think fitness is a lens through which I view life. Um, like I guess for me and kind of how I got into it, like um, growing up as a kid, I was a super active child, and then I kind of hit like the middle school, kind of high school age or whatnot, and I was like playing a lot of Xbox with my buddies and doing all that, and wasn't too active, didn't really have a whole lot of direction. It's just like you're sitting down, you're eating Cheetos and drinking Diet Coke or whatever, and I'm gonna play Call of Duty today, or pick a video game.
Mhm.
Um,
Right.
and like I remember my freshman year of high school, like I played golf, so I didn't have to take PE because you got a PE credit. Um, and then for me and my generation, I'm 22. Uh, COVID generation. My sophomore year of high school, it would have been almost this time. Like it was March of 2020, I think. Like, hey, we're taking a 2 week break, and then um, we're gonna come back or whatnot. And that 2 week break turned into about a year and a half. Um,
Right.
so my junior year of high school was all online. Um,
Wow.
which is like when I was saying, like I'm firing up the webcam for the first time since 2021.
Right. Did you get a
Because
little
like
PTSD?
yeah, man, like this whole setup that I'm using to talk to you right now was like something I needed to get for school. Um,
Mhm.
and when I was a junior in high school, man, like I have two monitors, so I would put my Zoom meeting with my teacher talking, teaching, and everything on one, and then me and my friends would hop on Discord and play, like Rainbow Six Siege or um, Raft, like just random,
Mhm.
pick a game. We'd play like all day. Um, and I remember when I was like 12 or 13, that was my dream, man. I was like, I want to be a streamer. I want to like sit at home and play Battlefield all day. And, that's great. And I think I realized like self isolation.
Mm.
Hey, man, like this isn't how I want to be. Like I felt like I felt like crap, man. Like I wasn't like, I felt super fat then. I look at pictures of myself and I was kind of like skinny fat, I think.
Right.
Like definitely had a bit of a spare tire going, but I had these little twig arms and everything. Um,
Yeah.
and around that time, um, for me, like life goals wise or whatnot, like I want to be a fireman. That's what
Mm.
what I feel that I've been called to do. And uh, I remember, dude, it was like it was yesterday. Like I remember I told some people who were in part of like a larger friend group. I was like, oh yeah, like I think I might want to be a firefighter. And I remember they laughed at me because I couldn't do a pull up. Uh,
Mm.
and like switch flicked, and I was like, dude, okay, I got to get in shape. Um, so I guess it would have been like the summer in between my junior and senior year of high school.
Yeah.
Me and one of my buddies started running because um, he was going to join the Air Force. He's in the Air Force now. Um, and I was like, hey, I want to be a fireman. So we started running together, and then once school started up, we started working out because there's a school gym. Um, and that's kind of how I got into fitness, and then that's taken me a long way, I think, because what I realized is when I first started working out, when I first started training, I was like, hey man, I'm doing this because I have a goal, because I want to be a firefighter, right?
Mhm.
Um, and then I realized I was like, hey, I'm kind of doing this for the love of the game. Like I still have my goal, but I really enjoy being active. I feel better
Mm.
when I'm moving. Um, I love working out, and that's taken me places. Um, with you know career stuff, just I think um, building mental fortitude, feeling happier in this like sack of flesh and bone, this meat vessel, our bodies or whatnot,
Right.
so yeah, it's like that grows. And then like I started all these different training modalities. Like when I first started training, I was doing like your stereotypical like bodybuilding movements. I wasn't a bodybuilder by any means, but
Mhm.
that was how I trained. Um, and then when I was 19, uh, started doing CrossFit. Um, had a buddy from EMT school. He was like, "Hey man, you should check out this gym." I'm actually wearing the T-shirt. Uh,
Nice. Shout out.
yeah, shout out, right?
Love it.
Frontline Coalition. No longer, unfortunately, but
Ah,
um,
just like the bar, everything's closing down
yeah,
anymore.
everything's closing down, man. um,
Oh.
but he was like, "Hey man, you should check out this gym. Like I've been training there. The owner's a firefighter. Um,
Dude.
so I started training there, and CrossFit was like, man, it was awesome. Because I think it taught me like one of the most important lessons I've ever learned in fitness. Um, which I think a lot of people could maybe think about more, or at least take heed of more, and that's it doesn't matter how you look as long as you're functional.
Mhm.
Um, for me, I realized I'm like, man, I don't need to be, like 6'1", 220, 6% body fat, stage ready, C-bum Arnold, like I don't need a six
Right.
pack, any of that. But
Mhm.
hey, if I can run fast and if my conditioning is good and I can pick up a 180-pound dude and throw him over my shoulder and run with
Mhm.
him, um, that's important. Like that's how I want to uh, be able to train, for
Right.
doing things that need to be done because like some bad shit happens if you just don't do it, right? Um,
Right.
like I'm sure you're
Right.
probably kind of familiar with like I know the policing and all that stuff. Like
Mhm.
it was police, right? Not SO.
Correct. Well, so I am. It was sheriff's office and
Okay.
police officer for small town here locally for
Hmm.
3 years, kind of combined, and then now I work as in a jail as a correctional officer. I've been
Okay.
doing that for 3 years as of yesterday. But yeah, I
Okay.
mean, it's totally relatable, and I'm really happy that you said that because a lot of people nowadays, I mean, you look on social media and
Hmm.
you start to compare yourself with other people. Man, I wish I had those abs, or man, I wish I could do that. And then
Yeah.
you're like, man, I've been working out all this time and I can't lose this belly fat. And then you're completely disregarding all the work that you put in, but because
Hmm.
you're like, oh, I've got nothing to show for it. But if you're doing it for the right reasons, it takes that pressure off too. Because
Yeah.
kind of along the lines of what you're talking about, I've said it before, is we need to be able to be our best when our best is required. Because
Hmm.
like we may never know when, like, obviously, like in the career you're in, or are you are you in are you a
Uh,
firefighter right now, or are you still in
no.
training for it? And I'm kind of jumping the gun, but
Pursuing. We can totally get into that too because there's a
yeah,
whole story there, man.
I'd love to. Yeah, yeah, but like along with that, yeah, it's like we got to be able to be prepared because we don't know when that's going to happen. We don't know when somebody's either going to try to attack us, or like maybe like you have to be physically fit to be able to, or at least in shape, like be
Mhm.
prepared to bring somebody out of a burning building, or tear somebody out of a car, or be able to hold somebody up for a long extended period of time. Like you just don't ever know. And so we don't know when those things are going to happen. So if you're prepared ahead of time,
Yeah.
it can really help out. Like now, now that I'm a dad too, like
Mhm.
if I saw this video of there's like this lady who was pushing a stroller, and it was a bigger lady. She appeared to be out of shape and didn't
Yeah.
really take care of her body. And I don't know if you've seen it before too, but she falls over and the
Yeah.
stroller like gets launched towards the street.
Hmm.
This guy comes running out of nowhere and stops it just in time. But like what a helpless, hopeless, just pit of despair feeling to
Yeah.
watch your baby getting launched towards the street and you can't get up because you just physically did not take care of your body. So
Mhm.
it's a lot of perspective. It's like, man, I don't ever want that to happen. I want to be able to get up and run and save, protect, help, like if
Yeah.
I have to. So yeah, I totally get what you're saying. And it takes the pressure off when you're not like, oh, I need those abs. Like
100%.
you know.
100%. Um, but I think too,
Yeah.
people say like you can never train hard enough for a job that can kill you.
Mm,
And I think I realize that I'm not a firefighter. Um, but I realize like especially schooling wise, like when I was in EMT school, fresh out of high school, I went and I was like, hey man, like the stakes are higher. Um, and I learned one, I was like, hey, I love learning in general. I think learning's amazing. But I was
mm-hmm.
like, hey, I really love learning if it's something that I'm passionate about. Um, and something that I want to be doing. And when I was in EMT school, it was like kind of a switch for me, study habits and just the way I was applying myself because I was like, hey man, um, if I'm learning how to do algebra, sure it's important, but what's the worst case scenario? I whip out the calculator or, these days there's
Right.
like AI and all that
Chat.
stuff you can use. Yeah, exactly. Um,
Right.
whereas if I'm learning how to run a code, this person's having a heart attack and they're dying
Mm,
and I can't remember how to give the right compressions, or I can't remember how to ventilate
Mm-hmm.
or put in an airway. Um, that's important. That's a person's life. That's somebody's loved one. Um,
Right.
who is in my hands. Like I need to extend that person's life until we can get them to the hospital, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so learning that when the stakes are higher, like we need to also elevate ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think was important, and um, coming in with the fitness stuff, like being fit pays off in life. Obviously, if
Mm-hmm.
you're choosing a career that's physical, um, fitness is paramount. But
Right.
even in general, man, like if you live a healthier, active lifestyle, like you're gonna look good, you're gonna feel good. If you're 80 years old, you fall over, you fall out getting out of bed, you can't get up, you're screwed. But if you can just get right up off the floor, like training to have a long life with high quality of life is amazing. Who wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
want that, right?
Right.
Um, and having the discipline and the dedication to yourself to kind of bring that all to fruition is beautiful, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and amazing. And I'm like, man, sometimes I'm astounded because I'm like, dude, when I was 16, I would not have foreseen this circumstance or whatnot. Like you're telling me I'm working out 6 days a week. Sometimes I'm doing
Right.
2 a days. Like I run for fun or whatever. I hate running, but like um,
Uh,
your only like long-term goal is to deadlift 500 by the time you're 25. Like, um,
uh,
yeah,
that's
dude,
awesome.
totally, blows my mind. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just it's funny how that shift can be made.
Right.
And I think I might have said it before, but I really do like almost more than anything, I view fitness as a means through which we can attain mental change and mental toughness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because the world's a scary place and it's going to beat you up, and there's going to be a lot of bad stuff that happens. And if you're the type of person who likes to do hard things, if you take 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours a day to challenge yourself and put yourself in a tough spot and experience pain and push through that, um, with a goal in sight,
Mm-hmm.
then that's gonna take you places. Because like I said, that mental callus, like your mind can get you through anything,
Mm-hmm.
um, as long as you're willing to tough it out. Um,
Right.
and I've learned like, hey man, uh, self love and dedication in the gym, showing up for yourself in that way, for me, it has helped me so much with the mental game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I mean, really, like, just feeling good, you know, like we put a lot of emphasis on feeling good and being happy with ourselves and loving ourselves and all that. I'm like, man, that's all well and good, but you got to work for that.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
um,
Yeah. Doesn't just come naturally,
yeah, no, and I think,
unfortunately.
yeah, unfortunately, like, I mean, that being said, dude, like, I got body dysmorphia out to wazoo because I don't have 22-inch biceps, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like, it's not the biggest deal in the world, man. Like, don't we just
Right.
do what we do or whatever? Um,
Right.
yeah, I don't know, but
I love it.
shoot, I'm gonna lift those weights and do that cardio, and it'll get me somewhere, hopefully, right?
Right. Yeah. And if not, you had a good time while you were doing it. And a
Oh,
lot of times
amen.
it'll lead to something different.
Mhm.
Like I think nowadays, like there's a lot of people that want to that get rich quick or they want this or that. Like they want to be an overnight success. And it's like, well, if you're not, if you're not putting in the work, if you're not willing to do the hard stuff or the stuff that
Yeah,
you don't want to do, like sometimes you got to do some stuff you don't want to do in order to be where you want to be. And sometimes the gym can be that. It's like, okay, I just got to go do this and just suffer for a little bit, and I'm going to feel better as a result. Afterwards, it's like that a sense of accomplishment too. Like we talked about the sauna earlier. Like when you come out of something difficult on the other side, like standing strong, like I just did that. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's so much easier to lay your head down at the end of the night. Like even if you didn't do anything else the rest of the day, it's like I went to the gym, kicked my own butt, and I'm better as a result. And like I can be proud of that.
Yeah.
And it just helps, it just compounds other things too. Like you start to, like you said, start to feel better about yourself. You start to go, okay, I can do this, or I've got this look of this perspective on myself. Sometimes it's not the greatest, and then I'll go do a workout and then feel really good and feel like I look a lot better, and like everything just changes because of one little session in the gym,
Yeah.
or and just that's just like that mental shift that it can provide.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really cool when you do this tough stuff, or where you're actually willing to do that. It can sometimes lead to other opportunities too, like trying to think. I had a job once where I didn't he wasn't the greatest boss. It was like I was there for like 3 months and it was awful, but I was like, I gotta grind it out, gotta keep doing it. And I stayed a little bit longer until one day my dad was talking to another guy and he's like, hey, I'm looking for somebody to mow my golf course or something crazy. And it's like, well, I just spent the last 3 months learning like landscaping and
Yeah.
mowing, and this guy comes knocking. I'm like, well, I'm glad, I'm glad I stuck it out, because now I'm able
Mm-hmm.
to go and work at this place too. And it was an awesome opportunity. But
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes those things that you don't want to do can lead you to something, that you never even expected.
It feeds you into it for sure. I
Yeah.
think like something I heard once, and I might butcher this quote, and I can't even tell you who said it. But something that stuck with me, and it's like suffering is almost religious if you're doing it right.
Mhm.
Um, and I do think like committing yourself to this place of like, hey man, like I'm gonna do the hard thing because it's right, and almost
Mhm.
becoming obsessed with it, not to an unhealthy extent. Um,
Right.
but I know like sometimes when I'm working out, like when I was sitting in the sauna today, man, I was like, this sucks, but I was like, hey man, like we're locked in. I'm sweaty. I hate this. I feel sick. I'm dizzy. You kind of get the heat high like a little bit. You're like, oh, I'm
Uh-huh.
kind of like feeling a little like weird in my headspace or whatnot.
Mhm.
Um, and dedicating yourself to being like, hey man, like this is gonna fucking hurt,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna do it because I get to do hard things. I'm the person who chooses to
Ooh.
do hard things, who chooses to pursue hard things, and
Mm.
my body is capable of it.
Mhm.
Um, I think there's a grace in that and a beauty in that, um,
Mm.
which is just awesome. To be able to be in that position to suffer, you know, um, with a larger goal in mind. Um,
Mhm.
I I enjoy it. I love it. Like I'm right now sitting in my room, sitting in my chair, physically feeling great. Awesome. Sometimes
Mhm.
not great when you're, like you've done your 100th burpee in a row and there's no end in sight.
Yuck. Yeah.
um,
Hole in the toilet, throwing up. Like, what am I
oh
doing?
yeah. Dude,
Uh,
sometimes you just got to pull that trigger and, you know, then you're
get it
like,
over
ah,
with.
man, I got to get more protein in now. Like there goes a meal. Uh, just,
Reminds me of that Jocko Willink skit where he's like,
mhm.
"Good, yeah,
Yeah,
you're hugging the porcelain bowl, throwing up in there. Good,
good.
wipe it off. Okay, let's go."
I love to see it.
Uh,
If I see people in the gym who are like going that hard and they're puking, I'm like, yeah, like I'm like, dude,
more.
yeah, you want it. Like I can see that you want it. You're pushing yourself that hard.
uh,
Um, dude,
it's
I
inspiring.
love it. Like that, it gets me fired
Uh-huh.
up, man. Like
Uh-huh.
it gets me fired up. I see people like
That's
crawling away from like the leg extension or whatever, and I'm like,
uh-huh.
yeah, like, um, yeah, I'm like, dude, I'm
Uh,
proud of you, man. Like you
let's
went
go.
there. Yeah, straight up.
Some random stranger. They're like, "Who is this guy?"
Oh yeah, I tell people all the time. I'm like, hey man, uh, if you're not crawling out of here, you got to go back. If you're hitting legs,
Uh-huh.
like, and you're not screaming and carrying on and maybe getting sick, man. Like I don't even want to see you. Um, and I mean, that being said, like, hey, dude, if you're just getting into it, or you're really not like into training that hard, great, as long as you're active.
Right.
Um, but part of me too is like, hey, if you're gonna do it, like, do it right.
But you gotta put in,
Like, make it
yeah,
bad.
you gotta put in the
Yeah.
effort. People, and like there's people that, I mean, where I work or different situations where like they have all these aspirations and these goals, but they're not willing to put in the work. Like that just gets so frustrating. And but even for myself, it's like there's things that I want to do, but it's like, oh, I guess I could have had that, or I could be doing that if I would just put the effort in. So it is a great reminder. Like, yeah, it's not a bad thing to say at all.
Yeah. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go turn my light on because this thing's. Oh,
All the Jedi mind tricks you're playing on me. Oh, funny.
that's a lot. That's a lot better.
Oh, wake up. That last one did me in. Come on, come on. Yes, all right.
Hell yeah, dude.
Sweet, dude. What a conversation. We're
Yeah,
this was just supposed to be the introduction before your story, but yeah, we
dude,
could, I
can
could.
I yap too, man. I just once I get going.
It makes it so much easier to have a good episode when the person I'm talking to actually feels like they want to talk back. So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is people. Some people like preface a conversation like, I like to rabbit trail a lot. Really sorry. I'm like, no, I prefer it because then we get so much more out of it. So
Yeah, I'm the same way, dude.
amazing.
Like I said,
Heck yeah.
I could talk and talk and talk, and sometimes I tell people, I'm like, man, just tell me if I gotta shut up. I'll leave you alone. Like, I won't take it personal because I know that's how I am. Um,
Uh-huh. I love
yeah.
it. Well,
But
we kind of you kind of shared a little bit about your story. I know you said you had a couple notes written down. If you want to just kind of give a brief, maybe fill in the gaps a little bit. If
okay.
you unless we think you got it all, you said you kind of wanted to touch on the
Yeah.
firefighting situation, and
Um,
but yeah, just kind of take it
so
away. We got time here yet.
yeah, it's funny. The firefighting stuff specifically, like I said, like, fitness is the pillar, the cornerstone of my life, and I got into it because of my aspiration to join the fire service. Um, so for me, it was like one of those things. Like I said, kind of junior year of high school, I was like, hey, I think this is something I'm interested in. I was really blessed, um, through my mom. I was able to talk to, I won't name the department, but a battalion chief, so like a guy who's pretty high up,
Mm-hmm.
just about what the career is and everything. And uh, I was, you know blessed with the ability to like do some ride-alongs and just kind of see like, hey, this is what this career looks like. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and started pursuing that. Like I said, went to EMT school like straight out of high school. Um, met a bunch of really cool cats. Um, got to do some pretty cool stuff. Kind of with all that, got some hazardous materials certifications and things like that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and basically just had been kind of since I was 19, like applying to one of the departments in my area. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been kind of like a weird uh, journey for me. And I think um, a lot of it to say that uh, sometimes it's not necessarily about the destination; it is about the journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was 19, there's basically like a 6 or 9 month pipeline to get into this department. Physical tests, written tests, interviews, like a whole process where the fire chief and all the battalion chiefs and district chiefs and everybody come together and basically select like 40 or 50 candidates out of 500 or 1,000 who applied to go.
Wow.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so the first time I got my call, I was what's called an alternate cadet, uh, which basically means they pick X amount of cadets. Hey, these guys are going to the fire academy starting this day, and then they usually pick about 10 alternates. Um, and it's like, hey, if somebody fails a drug test or a physical or just plain decides they don't want to go, an alternate gets called. So I was an alternate cadet um, for this cadet class at 20. Got COVID like 2 weeks before the academy, and man, like my mile and a half time went from 10 minutes to like a 20-minute walking mile, and I'd be just dusted. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think with that came obviously a physical toll, but mentally, like in my faith in myself, being,
Mhm.
hey, like I'm so fit, best shape of my life, killing it. Um, and then I'm like, wow, man, like walking a mile has me dead. Um, so that whole thing happened. And it was like, ah, man, this really sucks, but hey, like we're gonna work through it. So
Mhm.
right around this time, it's funny because you were talking about your personal trainer and your friend, who I guess you started out as your trainer. Um,
Mhm. Yep.
so working at Frontline Coalition at the time, shout out in Albuquerque, and
Yeah.
one of my best friends to this day, and we were kind of just getting to know each other. A guy named Chris Soto, um, who is like shameless plug for my buddy Chris, like trainer extraordinaire, programmer extraordinaire. Like I always tell him his autism trait is programming. Like he just gets so into it, specifically with tactical athletes. So um, if you're not familiar with the term, people who are firefighters, police officers, people in the military. He works with a lot of guys who are special forces,
Mhm.
think SEALs, Green Berets, stuff like that.
Wow.
Uh, just like, hey, how do I get my performance up here? How am I strong and fast and, um, just able to perform the best of the human ability? So he started coaching me. He took me on um, when I was like 20 and did about a year and a half with him, and then I get into the fire academy again. Um, and this time, like I'm going, um, you know, and about so I guess it would have been like 4 months before our academy starts. They actually moved my academy up. Um, so like, hey, we're gonna have this amount of time to like really dial in the training. Actually,
Mhm.
you don't have that much time. We're moving the academy up 2 months.
Oh, jeez. Uh-huh.
Um, So, like 2.5 months prior to this academy starting, once we learned it was moving up, deadlifting one day, uh, totally, totally do my back in. Luckily, I didn't slip a disc or herniate a disc or anything like that. Um, it was just like one of those kind of perfect storm type deals. Me and my best friend were working out,
Mhm.
just some like rep work. I think it was like 365 or something, like pretty far off my maximal effort deadlifts, and I had like 3 pops. Um, and I was like, "Oh crap, this is good."
Oh,
Just started to
no.
stiffen up immediately. Um, so about 3 weeks out from my academy, I find myself in this position where it hurts to walk.
Dude.
um,
Oh, no.
so that was rough, and I knew I was like, "Hey, I'm not going to not go to the fire academy, right? Like this is something I've been waiting for a long time." Um,
Mhm.
Me and my coach, like we talked, we're like, "Hey, we're going to do everything we can to just rehab this." Um,
Mhm.
and get back into like fighting shape, right? Uh, so get it feeling like pretty good, um, and go to the academy, um, and we're sitting there putting in those like 10, 12 hour days, just getting PT'd so hard. I'm sure you're kind of familiar,
Mhm.
doing burpees till you puke, and we had a eight story training tower we'd have to run up and just learning to oh dude like we're scrubbing toilets and mowing lawns and just grunt work, um
Yeah. Wow.
paying the way, um
Uh-huh.
and uh pretty early in on that process, um back gets re-injured, um and it was like one of those things where I knew when it happened. I was like, oh, this isn't good. um
Mhm.
and we were doing like it was a workout, man. Um, it's like partner workouts, um, like 300 wall balls, 300 calories on an assault bike, 300 sit-ups, 300 goblet squats with the kettlebell,
Mhm. Yep.
and there's 4 of us, so 2 of us would be going like 10 reps, 10 reps. We're counting up to that total, right? And another 2 would be going to run a tower. Uh, so we're going 300, 200, 150. And it sucks. Like we're just,
Yeah.
it's cardio.
Oh.
Um, and tweak my back. And I'm like, oh, that didn't feel great. So,
Uh-huh.
uh, me and my homie were running up the tower, and something just like, oh, whole back just
Oh.
fires up. And I remember he's pushing me up the tower with 2 hands, and I'm like
Wow.
totally gimping, holding my back, like, oh, this ain't good. We get in, and I'm like, oh, dude, I'm messed up. So I talked to one of the LTs. I'm like, hey, Lieutenant, like, I don't know what I just did, but it ain't good. Um,
Uh-huh.
so just kind of, you know, survived the rest of the day. Went home the next day. They had us going out to the fire stations to do like ride-alongs and stuff like that. And I'm
Uh-huh.
kind of in that same position as I was like 3 months ago. I'm like, God, it hurts to walk. Tying my shoes is a nightmare. Like,
Jeez.
God forbid somebody asks me to put my socks on. um, and we're at the station or whatever, and um, basically you have to do hydrant inspections in your district. Tap a hydrant, make sure you can flow water, in case there's a fire and you need to secure a water supply. Um,
Uh-huh.
so you can put the wet stuff on the red stuff, right?
Right. Right.
Uh, and they're like, "Hey kid, we have to inspect like 70 hydrants today." And I'm like, "Cool." They say, "Go get your PT gear." And I'm like, "Cool." Um, get in the back of the pumper, and they hand me a hydrant wrench. They drop me off at the bottom of the hill, and they're like, "Hey, you're running up that hill. Tap every hydrant you see. We'll pick you up." So I ended up running like 5 or 6 miles
Jeez.
in this position of like my back hurts. It hurts to walk,
Right.
and I'm like, man, like Mama didn't raise no. I'll be all right. um, survived the day. Get home, and I remember telling my dad, like, dude, this is not good. Like, I
Uh-huh.
think it was a Thursday. This is bad. Because like a lot of time and effort to get here. Uh, probably about $2,200 of my money for equipment and gear and stuff like that. Like for me, for anyone, like think about this economy,
Mm-hmm. Right.
like a pretty big financial, um,
Yeah.
kind of, commitment. And I remember, man, I went the next day and it was like, couldn't even get through the warm up. I'm just like, you know, um,
Uh-huh.
I'm hurting. Uh, so, um, I was talking like right at the beginning, um, about scripture stuff. And
Yeah.
uh, quick segue. I promise it's relevant here. Um, so I uh, would say the way I was raised or whatnot is, I wasn't really raised like super religious. Obviously, my dad was. My mom is actually getting more into it. Like for Christmas, I bought her a bunch of Jesus books. You know, um, but I kind of came into the faith, um, myself.
Uh-huh.
Started going to church about 20 with a good friend of mine. Um, remember when I was like 18 or 19, I asked my dad, I was like, "Hey, can I have a Bible?" Like
Wow.
want to start reading the word. Like I felt this pull, and I think people who, um, are religious in any capacity, whether it's you know Christianity or if you're a Muslim or whatever. Like I feel like
Uh-huh.
across the board, everybody can say like you just feel this pull. Um,
Uh-huh.
and I'm kind of getting more into the faith, and it's funny because I remember being at the fire academy and like I was suffering for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's like like you want to do this thing and you want to be at this place, but you're waking up like way too early, just getting trashed on all day, like working out, you know, um, just it's a hard place to be, and for good reason.
Right.
But every morning I woke up and I just remember like I'd open my Bible and I'd read the Bible.
Mm.
And I have never felt God's presence more in my entire life than when I was in that situation. Every morning it was just like something would jump out at me and I'd just be like, "Oh my Lord, like thank you." Um,
Mhm.
because this is what I needed to like get up and throw my uniform on and shave and go put some work in. Um,
Right.
and oh, let's see, it's Romans. So I I love Romans. Um, and I'm gonna pull it up so I can do it justice. Um,
Yeah.
because it's uh just something that really really hit me. But it's Romans 12:3. Um, and I remember waking up um in the morning. It was a Friday morning and my back is messed up. I'm like taking forever to get dressed and like get my boots on. Like I remember polishing my boots the night before, just being like,
Mhm.
oh, like this sucks. Um, and I open up my Bible and I see Romans 12:3, and I'll read it.
Uh-huh.
And it goes, because of the privilege and authority God has given me, I give each of you this warning. Don't think you are better than you really are. Be honest in your evaluation of yourselves, measuring yourselves by the faith God has given us.
Oof.
Um, and I just remember being like, wow, like I need to sit with this for a second, because going into the process, I was like, I don't care if it kills me. Like I'm
Mhm.
gonna do this thing. Um, and I was, like I was in good shape. Like I was getting it pretty good. Um,
Uh-huh.
and hurt, but like doing all right.
All
Um,
right.
it's like, all's well that ends well, right?
All
Um,
right. Right.
like make it to work in the morning, make it to lunch, make it to dinner, good to go. Just hour at a
Mhm.
time, minute at a time, second at a time. Um,
Right, right.
and I remember sitting there and being in this position where I'm like, I don't consider myself to be a very like egotistical person. I don't really have a huge ego. I'm just a guy in a world full of guys and girls, and I'm just trying to do my best.
Mhm.
Um, and I remember sitting there and just being like, wow, like I need to take a second to really evaluate, like, hey, am I being bullheaded? Am I being stubborn right now in rushing through a situation where I'm hurt and
Mhm.
I know that like, hey, this isn't good. Um, and also being like, I don't want to injure myself more. I'm 22. Like
Right.
I don't want to. I just turned 22. I don't want to be a gimp, at 22 years old, because I wasn't man enough to eat some crow and take the hit and take a step back from this thing and take the time to rehab my body and become healthy again so I can pursue this.
Right.
Um, and that was like weighing heavy on me, man. And I remember I got there that day and we were doing the warm up for PT, and I like dressing out for PT sucked. House duties in the morning, like, we'd clean bathrooms and mop and do dishes and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Uh, was just, I was dragging. Um, and like trying to hide it, you know? Um, and just during that warm up, I was like, hey, dude, like, if I can't even stretch without being in like a
Mm.
pretty excruciating amount of pain, there's no way that I'm going to PT for 2.5 hours today.
Right.
And then do all these hands on physical tasks and everything. So, um, I ended up resigning. And the reason
Huh.
why is because the way it works, at this department is if you're fired, that's it. Like you can never apply again. You can never work for, um, in any of these like city jobs, county jobs again. Um, so they give you the option. They're like, hey, you can. resign because of injury or academic performance, any number of things really, and come back.
Right.
Um, or we could fire you and
Then you're screwed.
and you're screwed, you know.
Right.
So
Yeah.
kind of a no brainer there.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, I'm like I don't want to shut the door and burn the bridges, right?
Right.
Um,
Right.
so ended up resigning, and that was probably I think that was like literally like 8 or 9 days prior to the last time I was up in Minnesota. And I saw you guys all at your mom's new place.
Yeah. Oh my
Um,
gosh. Wow. Yeah.
yeah, so
Okay.
that was like fresh. I like, dude, like no mustache, no hair. Like I was bald as the day I was
Uh,
born, man. Um, and um, segueing into that, I was like, I remember like telling my dad, I was like, hey man, like I need to go to my happy place, Miller Lake, and I need to reset and like be with my people and
mm,
um get my head right so I can be in a place where mentally I'm like, hey, I'm ready to, rehab and become healthy again, not in terms of how big are my muscles and how fast can I run a mile, but in terms of
right.
like, hey, like feel good. I'm not hurt, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was really good being up there. Um, and I just parked it out the lake and like you're fishing and just sitting in the water and swimming and all that, and getting in touch with nature, which
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah.
another. I mean, I could talk about all these things, but like that was a big thing for me, like just kind of
Yeah.
like touching grass, you know, um, so I could get myself kind of sorted out.
Mm,
And like 2025 as a year for me was just kind of rough.
mm-hmm.
Like all that stuff, something that I really had been working towards for all of my adult life. Pretty much most of my life is like a sentient human being,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I would really refrain from like I don't want to sound like I'm a victim in all this because I'm not, you know. Um, this thing happened and it's just like how do I move on from here? How do I learn from this experience and use it as fuel and become better? Um,
Yes, sir.
as a man, as an athlete, as a member of the faith. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, like that was a really kind of big part in this process for me. Um, and dude, like coming into 2026, holy, this year has been so good.
Mm,
Um, because I'm not gonna say like rock bottom, but I think being in a place where I'm like, wow, like career stuff is out of whack, and like personal life, I'm just feeling kind of down, and yada yada
mm,
yada, and then being able to take that pain and turn it into motivation, um, and use that motivation to practice discipline in my life.
absolutely.
Um,
Yeah.
like I think I'm down like 15 or 20 pounds this year. Um, not because I want to have a six pack or anything, but just because it's like, hey, the lighter I am, the more functional I'm going to be in
Yeah.
this particular setting, um,
Mm-hmm.
with running and calisthenics and all this stuff.
Right.
And like nutrition's been coming back online. Like been really like meal prepping consistently for the first time in my life. Been
Mm,
sleeping. Been like I did dry January, which was phenomenal.
yeah.
Um, really really awesome. Like uh, dude, I've been like pretty much off the nicotine for like 3 weeks now. Like
Attaboy.
that's been a struggle. That's been one. Like
I
that
believe it.
sucked. Um,
I believe it.
yeah, like if Lucy Goosey wants to sponsor me, my like ashwagandha L-theanine pouches or whatever, because I can't have a Zyn
Uh-huh.
anymore. Um,
Uh,
all that kind of stuff is just like, man, like I'm feeling kind of kind of good right now.
mhm.
But I think it's important to say like, um, our challenges define us. What defines us is how we react to them.
Mm.
Um, and I remember one of the captains, I was at the academy, he said, because another guy quit. Um, and he was like, "Hey man, like you're not a quitter if you quit, right?" He's basically what makes a quitter isn't the act of stopping something, it's the act of never trying again, of never putting yourself out there again, of never putting
Dude.
yourself in a position where you may become uncomfortable, challenging your own perceived limitations. Um, it, because that's what life is, right? Like we
Mm.
have to do stuff that makes us uncomfortable. We have to do hard things because we need to break out of those boxes that we put ourselves in. I was talking about boxes earlier. Um,
Mhm.
and that really stuck with me. Because like I said, I was like, man, I was feeling kind of down. Like, of course, it's a thing that's really important to you. Um, and some life stuff happens, and next thing you know, you're not doing it, and it sucks.
Right.
But for me, I realized that in a way, I think it was a blessing. Um,
Mhm.
I'm being told, like, hey, you're not ready for this right now, but I'm going to teach you a lesson here, and I hope that you grasp it and take advantage of this, um, so that you can actually kind of achieve a new height for yourself,
Mhm.
level up, if you will. Um,
Right.
because it's like, the crap that happens in our lives, whether good or bad, doesn't define us. It's our reactions to these things that do. Um,
Mhm.
and choosing to do hard things and choosing to take it all in stride and just to move forward and have a positive outlook, um, and grow, I think is really good. And um, that's been like a big lesson for me that I've been trying
Yeah.
to learn and trying to to take heed of, and maybe even listen to a little bit of my own advice,
Yeah.
because I can talk.
All
Sometimes you
right.
need to be able to listen, right? um
Amen. Yeah.
but yeah, that's kind of like the whole, I guess,
Sheesh.
deal with all of that, and what I've gotten from it, and really, like, ultimately, man, like I feel so blessed, um
Mm.
to have been able to experience that and come away with something positive. Um, and I'm blessed in a million other ways.
Mhm.
That's just like a very glaring example, and a good talking point for me, I think. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, it's been a ride, man. We're only barely just about to be 4 months into this year, like,
Mhm.
and there's all these amazing things are happening, and I am just super stoked to see what the rest brings, because I'm like, yeah, like, let's get it, man.
Let's go. Just
Um,
riding the high,
yeah, yeah, and I'm
dude.
like, just I always say, like, when I'm working out, I'm like, ride the burn, feel the burn, and ride the burn, you know.
Uh huh.
Um,
Ride the burn.
and that is,
I
I'm
love
like,
that.
that's I think attacking life is important. Um, with, like, passion, you know.
Mhm.
Uh, like, man,
Yeah.
I wake up every morning and I go to bed every night, and I just, I I pray and I thank God. I'm so grateful to be here. Um,
Mm.
to be able to do what I do, to be given the chances I've been given, to have the amazing family and friends that I have, and this community, um,
Mhm.
that I have, uh, and the ability to do all these things and practice these things and be like, yeah, man, like, something bad happens, something affected me in this way, but I can choose to be sad about it, um, or I can use it as fuel, and I can just go to that next level, and motivate myself, and uh, practice discipline, uh,
Yeah.
to get me somewhere, and that's really what I'm trying to do right now. I think it's just
Mhm.
continue to find and practice discipline, um, in everything that I do, with the hope and the trust that it's going to pay off, and I'm going to do what I feel that I've been called to do, um,
Mhm.
and to be fulfilled in that,
Right.
um,
Yeah.
is awesome. I'm like, I'm up on my soapbox right now, but I do believe in what I'm saying,
I'm right
man.
below you, man, watching. I'm
Um,
just basking.
yeah. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah. This is
Yeah, yeah, no,
yeah,
but
it's
it's
all awesome stuff. It's man, it all goes back to what we were talking about in the beginning, just about as simple as like a gym analogy. Like
hmm
we like you do hard stuff. Like you enjoy
yeah,
doing hard stuff. When you see people throwing up or you see people trying to
hmm
like crawling away from the thing, like
yeah,
it's almost like you were doing hard stuff at the fire academy, and sometimes that hard stuff is the difficult realization of I am not going to be where I wanted to be. Like in a lot of people's eyes, it could have been viewed as a failure. You could have even viewed it as a failure, and you chose to seek, inward reflection and go, okay, what's going to happen here? What do I got to do? What can I do going forward? And it's doing the hard things, making those hard decisions of, okay, yes, I have to resign. This is like it almost shakes your purpose because you're like, well, shoot, I can't do this anymore, and this is what I thought. Everything was leading up to this, and
yeah,
well, now what? And for you to not give up, and for you to turn to your faith and rely on your friends. Iron Purpose Podcast, Iron Sharpens Iron. Like
hmm
we are there. We build a community of people to go
yeah,
through stuff to experience these things together and go, man, that sucked, didn't it? But look at us now. Like, and
hmm
the sky's the limit for anybody with that kind of mentality, in my opinion. You
yeah,
go through the hard things, you do the hard things, and you're like, okay, yeah, we did that. That sucked, and we're better than we ever were. So why can't we get through this? And a lot of times it's easier said than done. Like I find myself trying to like, I'll say a lot of stuff on here, and it's like, man, I should practice what I
yeah,
preach, and
yeah,
in those areas. But yeah, and it's just that was a no, it's an awesome story, and it also brings into why you want to be as fit as you possibly can, and why you're trying to do these things to better yourself because you were struggling, physically
yeah,
with that injury. And so, like, for you to be able to like say, I don't want that to happen again, and I'm gonna push towards this and use that as fuel. Ride the burn, like ride the
yeah,
fire. Like when the devil comes running towards you and he's spewing all kinds of fire. I just picture like surfing his
hmm
fire that he's throwing at you. And
yeah.
like, what? You're supposed to burn. You're not supposed to be enjoying this. And you're like, yeah, yeah, hang loose, dude.
Like, come
Keep
on.
it coming. This is fun.
Yep.
Wiping the puke off your mouth. Let's go.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just like, oh, it's all over my
Heck
arm,
yeah.
but I don't even care. Like,
Right.
we're just gonna turn up. We're gonna get rowdy here, man. Um,
Oh, I
and that
love it.
is like, I think mentality wise, like, I'm gonna swear. Sorry. But it's like really like, I feel like kind of having that like no fuck in, you know,
Mm,
like
mm-hmm.
I'm here and I'm gonna do what I need to do. And it's not to say that I don't necessarily care what other people think, because there's a
Mm,
lot of people in my life who are important to me, whose
mm,
opinions of me do matter, right? Um, but also in terms of the world and the outside world and all that, I'm like, I really could give a toss because I'm here and I'm doing what's important to me, and I'm trying to be a servant to those around me. Um, and I'm trying to share light and happiness and love everywhere that I go, um,
mm,
while also building a better life for myself. Um,
uh-huh.
and it is at the end of the day, I'm like, man, I I could give a crap. Like
All
I
right.
really could. I'm like, as long as I'm doing what I know I need to be doing. And I think being too like you had just said, like, sometimes we're sitting there and we're talking, you're like, wow, like I really should, listen to what I'm saying and practice it. Um, and we're all our own harshest critic, but also realizing, like I said, kind of way at the beginning, I'm like, man, when I was 16 years old, I would have never imagined that I'd be in the position that I'm in now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have imagined that I'd be working out all the time and doing all these things. And like, the vast majority of my friends are really into fitness. And iron sharpens iron. Like, I am surrounded by strong men and women, and
Mm-hmm.
those people push me far further than I could push myself. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but realizing, like, hey man, I'm doing a lot right now, and I'm doing good things. We all are, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm always gonna be like, oh man, like I could have done that extra mile. I could have done that extra rep. Um, but also knowing, like, hey, the fact is I put myself in that position. even if I feel in retrospect that I could have achieved more, what did I achieve by trying in the first place? What did I achieve by being there and showing up
Mm,
and doing something hard and committing to it? Um, and giving it my all, and not in like, 110% all the time, but I always say, like, even if I can only give you 90% right now, I'm going to give you 100% of that 90%, right?
mm-hmm.
Like if
Wow.
my
Yeah.
battery is drained, I'll give you everything that I have in that moment. It's not always going to be my best, but it'll be everything that I have at that moment. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and just trying to push that forward. Um, and I think share that with people. And that perspective and grit and determination um, is important, and something that I love, and that makes me feel happy.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, like, we're only really as strong as those around us, in a way, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Um, and when one person's down, somebody else can pick you up. And um, like I said, I have good community, I have good friends, I have great family, like all these things. And the fact that I have all of those um, resources, if you will, allows me to do what I do, allows me to put so much time and effort and blood and sweat and tears into fitness and faith and work and like all of these things, so that I can achieve what I've set out to achieve. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because it takes a village, you know?
It does.
Um,
It really does.
and, uh, relying on our own strength, but also relying on the strength of others to prop us
Mm-hmm.
up when we're down. Um,
Yeah.
you know, like, there's just something real cool about it. There's something wicked about it, man. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, here I am on my soapbox again, but I get passionate about this stuff, dude. Like, I really do.
I can
Like,
feel it.
um, I'm believing in, um, whatever this is, I'm selling. I'm using it too. um,
You want to buy this? Take it a bite. It's really good. I got more.
yeah, yeah, straight up, man. I'm like, dude, I got a bunch in the truck. Um, you just wait there. Let me bring you some. Um,
Right.
yeah, dude. Like,
Heck yeah, man.
um, but yeah, I guess this is all to say that dude, I'm I'm growing as a man each and every day in so many different ways. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like blessed to be doing what I'm doing and leading this life that I'm leading. And even if I'm not like where I imagine I might be, uh, a year ago, 2 years ago, I'm like, heck, man, like I really am just happy to be here and
Mm-hmm.
happy to be, given this opportunity, these opportunities to continue to show up and put my best foot forward. And, you know, like, just get after it. Like,
Yes, sir.
every day I wake up and I'm like, all right, this Carpe, this DM, let her eat. Um, just send her, and hopefully all's well that ends well.
All
Like, as
right.
long as we make it to the end of the day, that's a win, man. It's a W.
Yeah. And
So,
the thing is too, you're only getting started. Like this is just the
yep.
beginning too. And the sky's the limit, and I think you're definitely well on your way there for you to be as young as you are still and to have gone through stuff and go, okay, yeah, that really was difficult
Mhm.
and different adversities that you've gone through in your life and just to be able to have the processes of like I said, deep digging within yourself, saying, okay, what do we got to do to fix this? And all right, well, let's do it. Let's get to work. And I think it's really important and it's definitely inspiring. Like I say, like after every episode, like I've got a bunch of notes and whatnot, but like literally I filled my page here of just stuff that you
Uh-huh.
said and
All right on.
like different clips that I'm so excited to get out. But it's all great stuff, man, and it's something that I'm excited to edit this afterward and
Oh,
go
good.
through it and take more notes and oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's good stuff. This was awesome, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be
So
funny to see it and be like, oh boy, like, man, you were getting it.
let's go. Got a tear in
Soundbite.
your eyes. You're watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, soundbite.
Oh,
Well,
good
heck yeah,
golly.
dude. This is this has been a super packed full episode, and I feel like we could
Yeah.
talk the next 3 hours, but we'll wrap it up here, and
Yep.
we'll definitely do another one soon, just because I think there's still a lot of stuff that we could talk about. Like I'd love to talk about the lake and everything like
Mhm.
that, and kind of family stuff, and
Yep.
so we'll for sure we'll do a part two, maybe part three, four, or five. Like
Yeah.
you're welcome anytime, man.
I'll
I would love
keep
to
going. Well,
chat and
and I think too, like we're gonna be up in Minnesota this summer, like early June. Uh,
sweet.
so if you want to catch a workout or do one of these IRL or whatnot,
Yeah.
we can sit out on the dock and do
Oof.
a different version of this. Like that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah. That'd be sweet.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
absolutely down.
have a couple Coors Lights and
Yeah.
just get to
Just have some sick fellowship.
get to talking. Amen, man. And yeah, 'cause this is good. I think what you're doing here, man, is it's cool, and uh it's important because I think there are a lot of people who could use a little bit of this.
Uh-huh.
Just at the very least, good conversation, but um, perspective and motivation and like you said, fellowship. Um,
Uh-huh.
just being around good people, talking
Yeah, dude.
talking the good talk, and walking the good walk.
Yeah, exactly.
um,
I
uh,
love it.
yeah, man. But
Yeah.
happy to have been here, and appreciate you letting me talk your ear off for a while.
Man, all right, everybody. Well, this has been another episode of the Iron Purpose podcast. Stay sharp.